Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Tonight we are going to discuss how to still go after your dreams when your life is falling fantastically apart. This doesn't get discussed very often. Usually artists and creatives are just thrown the ABCDEFG handbook of what to do, and it's usually the typical advice. Just try and stay positive, reflect on what you can do to improve, and meditate. And those are all well and good, but when you're in the midst of a crisis, you're getting evicted or in the middle of some horrible circumstance, beyond your control, like a death or you getting violently sick or you got in an accident or just really horrific catastrophes in your life, not only do you not have the time anymore to pursue your creative path, but you feel very behind in a way that you never felt in your life. It's really a hard place to be just because you don't feel like it's realistic. Can I still do this after all this other stuff that happened, after everything else that has happened? Can I still do this? And the good news is, you know what? You still can. You still can. I know we live in a culture that likes to facilitate, there's a time, there's a deadline for everything. And if you don't do it by the time you're 25, you're a failure. I'm sorry. No, that's a lie. That's a complete ball of crap. As long as you're still breathing, you can do whatever the heck you want to do. I wanted to give some encouragement and some support for the people that are just feeling like they couldn't possibly, even if they wanted to, go after their goals and their dreams, artistically speaking, because of all this other, crap. But the reality of the situation is, when there is a will, there is a way. And I promise, and I'm like, as the queen of perseverance herself, I'll give you a little insight into my life. I have a very unique medical history. What I have is a very rare liver condition. It's a metabolic genetic. I've been through 2 comas, a car accident, a 2-car accident, a 4-wheeling accident, and medical experimentation. Gone through it. And that's just the medical stuff. That's not even going through poverty or any other than that shit. But I will say this. There was only one thing that kept me going and kept me alive. And that was my art. And that was, expressing myself artistically. Even when it was just me alone. I didn't always have an audience. Sometimes I was my audience. I was who I was trying to, cheer myself up, get myself feeling better. And trying to motivate myself again and trying to, pick myself up, dust myself back up, dust myself off, and, pick myself, and sometimes it's important to remember if you're the only one right now that is in a situation that you need, your art and you need to be encouraged and you need to be inspired, make art for you. Don't make it for anybody else. Make it for you. I remember what helped me so much was playing these really off the wall, and reading. Sometimes I was just reading by myself before I got back into class, playing different characters and monologues and stuff. And it just helped me. It helped me cope. And it helped me artistically express myself, say, hey, I can still do this. It's still there. I didn't lose it, Because I think as artists, we also feel that too. If some calamity happens, I'm like, oh Lord, it's gone. Not always. That's a lie. It's one thing if your head gets chopped off or something like that, but it's quite another if, you're in a cast or something. You can still get up there and practice. Still gotta let your leg heal and let yourself. I do also think that it's beneficial for you also to take the time to let yourself rest and reflect on the direction that you're going. And is this what I want? Do I want this? Because that's important too, because it is possible to start out in one path and wind up in another path. You might be a singer and then you decide to be a dancer instead. And that's okay too. Discussion, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more indie art and entertainment.